Summer is fast approaching, and I think it's time we took a little bit of stress out of our lives, isn't it? With HelloFresh UK, you can get all the ingredients and inspiration you need to make your meal times and your cooking experience simpler than ever. HelloFresh provides a number of recipes and meals to make your life as easy as possible and also caters to a wide range of different dietary requirements. Use my special discount to get 50% off your first order plus 35% off the next three and three free gifts as well. What more could you ask for? Check out the discount link or the checkout code down in the description below. Today should be a day of excitement for the English people as we begin our run in Euro 2036. But given what happened in the build-up friendlies, there's already panic and calls for my sacking. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 106 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today for what I can only describe as a very important first group stage game. We'll start our campaign against Poland and we'll see how many of the Slovakia and Denmark games we need to show. Because it is fair to say our build-up, which you can see at the top right of the screen, has been an utter disaster. We are struggling to pick up results, albeit we didn't play most of our first team, and those who did were normally ones needing fitness, but it's still an alarm bell, and not just the results either. We were outplayed for the most part in both. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on in the Euros, whether it'll be a quick sacking or whether we can surprise everyone and go on a run, then please do put a thumbs up on it. A quick shout out to our brand partners today, HelloFresh UK and NordVPN, both of those links down in the description. But we have got a lot to worry about because things are not going particularly well. The warm-up games have been a disaster, and I have to say I've been a little distracted too. We'll talk about why in a moment. We lost 2-1 at home to Switzerland. Chris Lewis got the equaliser, but we conceded a late winner. Against Sweden, it was even worse. We were good first half, Bukayo Saka put us one up, and then we came out for the second half like we'd won 5-0 already. It was an awful performance. Shakur Omar, who I think is playing for Braunschweig, that's an awful pronunciation, I'll apologise in advance, but not playing at the very top of German football is a fair statement. He popped up with 2, it could have been 4, 5 or 6 at some point. We then brought on some of the big hitters, we got an equaliser with Adrian Smith, lovely curling effort, and I did say it when we picked the squad, didn't I? He is the man you want when you need to unlock a door, and he did just that in this game. But if we play like we did in those two against Poland, we are going to get played off the park. So we've got to be very careful. This is the 23-man squad that made it. There are a couple of regulars missing out. Going forward, Usman and Soliarson left out of the squad. One of them picked up a knock, I think it was Usman. But then the 3 uncapped players, the centre-half who was 5th choice, not a lot of surprises in this squad. So it is a fairly experienced one. There'll probably be a few players playing their last tournament here. And for the first game, I have generally gone for experience, albeit with 1 or 2 that we can bring off the bench. So let's go and get straight into it. The squad that we've picked for today, you can see the team there. We are playing in our first Group D match, and we have got to play better than the last 2 warm-up matches. This is the 11 that I've gone for, and basically a lot of these haven't started recently. Hodgkinson and Roberts have been building up their fitness. Smith played the second game and wasn't at the best, to be honest with you. And most of the others have only played 1 game or half a game. The big decision is Chris Lewis up front ahead of Tezgel. Tezgel not been scoring, not been playing well. And based on those 2 performances, I've got to pick the player who might score a goal. And that man for me is Chris Lewis. So it's Elijah Smith in goal, Livramento and Stansfield are the fullbacks with Roberts and Parsons at centre-half. I'm taking solace in the fact that that back 4 hasn't been named yet. And the 2 centre-halves haven't played together in those warm-ups. If they play like that today, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Hodgkinson and Bellingham the midfield 2, Devine in the number 10 role, then Saka and Clousdale over on the wings with Chris Lewis on his own up front. Positive mentality, same tactic that has generally done us pretty well in this save. But is it going to be the one that gets us over the line here? Everyone else on the bench, we know the quality in the squad. But based on what they've done in the warm-ups, we probably need this 11 to deliver. Let's talk about this very experienced Poland side then. They're ranked 21st in the world. They are pretty strong at the minute. And they've got a couple of big names in the team, in fairness. So Kivior at centre-half, who moved to Arsenal in January. Kozlowski, the skipper, always a good player in FM. But there are a few pretty good regens in this team too, so it's not going to be as easy as turning up and winning, certainly after what we've seen in the last matches. So let's go and say this is a game we should be winning. Let's hope the boys were just saving themselves for a big occasion. We've not been brilliant throughout, to be honest. In the Nations League final, we were really poor against Italy. In qualifying, we struggled to win the group, and it was an easy group. And here, well, I'm left with a little bit less confidence. We're playing in Germany. It's a big crowd in. What are we going to deliver? Please let it be something good. The early shots are for England. We're dominating the game. We've got to get a goal in that first half. Try and push them back a little and maybe get it out of sight by half time. You can see we're dominating the ball. You can see we'd had all the chances. But now it's Poland with the ball in the attacking third. Roberts clears it away, but Kivior wins the header. Good challenge from the left back. But again, Poland are first to the second ball. It's been a bit of a theme of this break so far, as Elijah Smith forced into a very good save. I am so worried about our susceptibility at the back. We've not got a left back at the top level. Kelleher was awful in the warm-up games, which is why we've gone Livramento. And then you look at centre-half, we leak chances. That's despite having a deep-line playmaker in front. It might be the sort of game, if we're 1 or 2 up with 20 to go, that I do chuck on a holding midfielder. Try and make it a bit more solid. I might have to do that against the big nations anyway. As with half an hour gone, yes, we're the better side in all the stats, but we've not seen any evidence of great attacking chances, and 10 shots for half an expected goal would suggest we're not doing anything special. When you consider, even against Sweden, we were creating chances galore. We have got to find a way to break down these defensive teams. We're going to come out, we're going to say we expect to win. These first games are always cagey, we know that. We have got to get the goal. We cannot afford to drop points. I'm really worrying. I mean, there's some club news that might come about soon, but it is not the way we want to go out with England regardless. And it might still be important as Saka gives the ball to Stansfield, back to Bellingham. Awful pass. What is going on with Jude Bellingham? One of the best players in the world, but he's constantly been average in an England shirt, despite playing in his preferred role. And why have they got 3 men over here? The ball's coming down the right for Poland. Parsons chests it down. Bellingham clears it away. Saka can now counter. We're relying on experience. And at the moment, it's the bit letting us down. They're on bookings, they're playing poorly, and they keep giving the ball away. It's got to be offside anyway. But what are you doing back there? This is a big concern. I know that the stats say we've dominated, but I'm not seeing the England chances. And that is getting me really riled up. As we come over halfway with a free kick for Stansfield. Bellingham was the short option, but he's found Hodgkinson. It's a brilliant ball. Clousdale across the box. Mistake from Kivior. And Alfie Devine delivers. I'm pretty sure it was him in one of the other big games, wasn't it? Was it away in Bosnia he turned up with the goals? Well, he's done it again now. 1-0 to England. 25 to go. And now we have got to make changes because Bellingham, Saka, struggling physically. You will come off 4. Rio Williams, the slightly more defensive option on the left. Bellingham off for Henry Ocon. And I think we'll leave the rest for now. But 2 changes made. The experienced players can't do 90 at the minute. And we have to try and judge the rest because look, Hodgkinson's struggling. He's a player who is not really fit. He's going to have to come off for Harvey Elliott. We'll maybe switch those 2 round. I think that works better. Tesgel on for Lewis up front. Whoever starts seems to play poorly. We'll save the last one because I don't really want to mess with the back 4. Particularly when we're hanging on for a 1-0. Maybe I save it and bring on a holding midfielder. As Tobias goes for the long kick, Parsons heads away. He has made a difference compared to our defensive performances in the warm-ups where we didn't have him. It's a very different display, put it that way. He's the best defender on the pitch. He's playing really well. With 15 to go, I wouldn't say we're comfortable at 1-0, but we're playing okay as it's a long ball forward. Stansfield will deal with it. And again, time to play out from the back to Clousdale. We have got 5 days off after this one, and if we can get through in 2 group games, that would be lovely. Roberts gets it out to Clousdale again. Elliott finds Stansfield and Ocon. Chance to turn in midfield, finds Elliott. I would love a second goal. Please let us be comfortable at the end. Elliott chips over. Williams, the sub, is in. Oh, he's put it in as well. The referee's hand goes up. We're going to VAR. It was hard to tell because he was out of shot when that ball was played. Let's hope he's on. He is not. It's disallowed. It's still 1-0. With 15 to go, it is all to play for. I'm not really sure what to do with the last sub. I'm not going to change the defence. I'm going to take Devine off, but do I go number 10 or holding midfielder? I can bring Tally on to sit in front of the back 4, or I can go Adrian Smith for the fresh legs as the number 10. I think I might go for Smith here and just try and test his fitness, keep him in the loop, keep him playing well, because he was the one player against Sweden who made an impact. And with 5 days off, I shouldn't have to worry too much. Let's get this job done. Oh, I've made a mistake. It's a Poland free kick. Parsons heads away to Smith. Now we can counter. Get that second goal. Support right, support left. It's Elliott. He's got space to run into. Smith in the middle. Tezgel's in the middle. And he goes alone. Blazes over the bar. 5 minutes of stoppage time. We've dropped to balanced. And we've seen it out. It was not a convincing display. We were dominant. But again, we gave away a few chances. And based on the highlights we saw, how did Poland only have 1 shot on target? Crucially though, it is 3 points to start the group. And I don't really care how we play in this tournament. If we win every game by 1-0, I've done my job successfully. Well, here is the less than surprising club news that we teased potentially getting earlier. The United job popped up for the 2nd summer in a row immediately after that league season, which they finished in 14th, by the way. A pretty disgraceful effort, if we're being honest. What it does mean is we've got another chance at an interview, and this could work out perfectly. Finish the Euros, take charge of United. Doesn't matter if we're offered the job before, because at the same time, we can give the director of football to work on the transfer front and let him get to it. So it's not going to be a big issue for us. The majority of the boys aren't going to be back for pre-season until after the Euros anyway. It's a wonderful opportunity. And after they made the mistake of rejecting us for Ollie last year, hopefully they won't make it again. Let's attend the interview. It's great to be here. I'm going to say I've been waiting for the right opportunity to step up to the big time. Do you remember me saying that last summer? What do I want to say? I'm prepared to resign and focus solely on club commitments if it comes down to it. The problem is there, are they going to ask me then to resign mid-tournament if they haven't worked it out? I'm not too sure. I'm going to say I'm confident in my ability to handle both roles, but I will resign from England after the Euros. It's talking about applying for a number of jobs whilst employed. I'll say there's times I've lacked professionalism, but I'll learn from those mistakes. If we get the United job and it goes well, it will probably be our last move of the series, unless we get like your Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, that sort of opportunity. We'll get a positive dressing room atmosphere. Don't worry about that. I'll always meet expectations. I'm good at that. Here we go. I'd prefer to join the club at the end of the European Championships. Okay. If I'd known that, I would have then said I'm going to resign. But I can now say I'm ready as soon as you need me, because I've said I'm not going to. So let's get that one done. John Murtow is still there. Does the chairperson in Football Manager, here's a question for you, ever get rid of a director of football? Because it always seems to be the original one when you go for an interview, or only a change if someone's retired or moved on themselves. I don't wish any changes for the staff in. What do you want to do next season? Qualify for the Europa League. Okay, that's fair enough. Top 6, 7 should be with the extra coefficient place. I've got no issues with that. A pretty pointless message about not being able to set expectations for the rest of the season. I think I've accidentally asked for a coaching badge as well. I didn't mean to do that. No, I don't have any other demands. It's an enlightening discussion. And last year, after the interview, we got a message to say we were favourite. We've not had that this time around. But what has it done to the odds? Let's go and have a look at the job centre. The favourite for the United job, Wayne Rooney. Do not reject us for the Celtic manager. You've made the mistake already of going for a manager who was in the Championship. You've now got another club legend, but look at his managerial work. Aberdeen, 2 clubs or 3 clubs in the MLS, Aberdeen, Brentford, Stuttgart, Grasshoppers, and then Celtic, but literally a job every year. And for most of them, he must have been sacked for them to be that quick. So he was hired, he was departed, he was sacked by Stuttgart, he was sacked by New York City FC, he was sacked by Inter Miami, he was sacked to DC United. I mean, there's only 2 that he's chosen to leave there. Surely we're not losing out again. Let's go and find out if United make the same mistake twice. But first, we've got to play our big game against Slovakia. Denmark have won their first game against them. So if we both win our second game as well, we'll both be through with a game to spare. Well, here we go then. A chance against Slovakia tonight to make it 6 points out of 6. We've beaten the side in the Nations League. We know we're capable of doing it. And crucially, it gives us a chance to get through with a game to spare. And then against Denmark, I don't care about topping the group. I will go full rotation. So let's go and get through to the team selection. I'm going to go for exactly the same 11 again. We'll make sure we can make all the changes in the next game if we're through already. But for this one, it's about getting a job done. In fact, I'm tempted to bring Tezgel on, but he was poor when he came on again. So I'm sticking with this lot. It's the same 11. Let's see how we get on against Slovakia. Well, here we go then. 3 changes for Slovakia. They've not got many real players left. A lot of younger ones coming through, but they're not of the same quality. So let's go and get into the first half. This is a match you should be winning. Now get on and do it. Get the job done. 1 or 2-0, comfortable win. And then we'll make sure we're through. That's all we've got to do. It's a simple game on paper, isn't it? Big stadium again, 42,000 in Germany. Now let's see how this one plays out. Again, we've had the best of the early chances, but nothing clear-cut with 10 minutes gone. As here we are with Slovakia, picking the ball up for the first highlight with a long ball over the top. Stansfield gets it at right back to Roberts. Here's Bellingham in midfield, wide to Clousdale. Good football, but again, not finding that through ball until now. Devine puts it in for Lewis. Oh, we're celebrating already. It is something about this tactic, and I don't know if it's the way I've set it up. I don't know if it's a flaw in Football Manager, which I suspect it is. Because in this one, we've had 4 games now, if you include the 2 warm-up matches. That is, and I've written it down before because I was that worried about it, the 12th time we've hit the woodwork in 3 matches and 30 minutes. It is a bit of a concern for me because it's something in the setup. A lot of them are headers at the back post and they're all hitting the bar. So it does seem to be something in game where maybe it's just a little overpowered and they have to trim it down by hitting the woodwork. For now though, all of our worries have just disappeared because Devine turns provider in this game. Lewis takes a lovely touch and slots it past the keeper. It is 1-0 to England. At the moment, it is job done with a game to spare. Let's see if we can keep this up because at the moment, we're the dominant side. We've got the first half goal, which is crucial. We're just 30 seconds of the first half remaining and we're on the ball on this left wing from a throw-in. Saka's cross is headed away to Bellingham. He can switch it to the right here. Instead plays the short ball for Roberts, who gives it to Stansfield. That's a good ball in for Lewis. It's just onto the roof of the net. Almost the second goal. Thought it was going to hit the bar again. But at half-time, despite only having 3 shots on target, we have been the dominant side and we deserve our 1-0 lead as we're back at centre-half with Jabari Roberts to Hodgkinson. Big ball forward here for Devine and we've got men over. We look physically better than this team as Clousdale gets in. Great run and a very good save in fairness. The Slovakia keeper has made a worldie there and he manages to get it away as well. Livramento about to pick up his booking. He will come off in a minute. Has he not been booked for that? That is incredible. It was so cynical. The Stansfield finds Bellingham. We've started the second half well. Clousdale's got the overlap. Stansfield's there. He didn't play the warm-up games either. Neither did Clousdale in fairness. And they've made a difference in this one. That's a great ball in. Divine shot blocked by the keeper. Cleared off the line by the defender. They are clinging on for dear life here. And I feel like we need fresh legs. We've got an injury. It's a twisted knee for Clousdale, which is a worry. He'll be replaced by the trusty Ben Hames. At number 10, Devine is knackered. Bellingham struggling. Hodgkinson as well. I might actually take off the full midfield 5. I'm not sure if we're able to do that statistically. We'll go for Emre Tezgel, number 10. Saka will be replaced by maybe Harvey Elliott. Would work as the left winger for this occasion. He's got all the attributes to do it. He's a good crosser as well. Hodgkinson will then be replaced by Ocon. And Bellingham will be replaced by Adrian Smith. I think that is the best way we can do it. We'll keep them on their natural foot. We've made 5 changes in midfield. And hopefully that will just give us that fresh impetus to keep the pressure on. Or we'll completely combust because we've lost the spine of our team. Let's find out which it is with 20 to go. The fullback struggling as well, but they should get a rest next game. Duffy and Kelleher will be in for that one. As Roberts picks it up at the back again. Big pump forward to Lewis, who's already got one. It's a great first touch. Lays it for Tezgel. So unselfish, but a good block defensively. It's out for a corner kick. 20 minutes remaining, and England are on top. We've got to worry about that Clousdale injury. He'll have, 8 or 9 days to recover? As it's headed away again to the wide man. Elliott chance to cross. Blocked again. Roberts knocks it down for Hames. Can he make the impact? He might have to play soon. It doesn't matter. Adrian Smith is the man again. The man who you want to come on and unlock a defence. He loves having a shot from distance. He's still at Forest. I hope United sign him if we get that job. What a player. 2-0 England. And we have now got game changers in. As Ocon crosses the ball from a free kick. Headed away as Parsons gets in. But Bocce, the keeper, deals with it. He's had a pretty good game, bar that Smith goal. Stefanka on the left to Ferencik. They're bringing it forward, but Tezgel nicks it high. Tries to play in Hames. Comes off his heel. And it turns into a lovely assist. Not sure he's been awarded with it. But Tezgel curls one into the corner. Both strikers off the mark for this Euros. And we are now comfortably through. We're going to get to rest everyone in the next game. And these lads will get time off before the last 16. So with 5 minutes to go, we do not want to ruin the run of clean sheets as Elijah Smith, not the most convincing goalkeeping from that set piece. Stefanka gets it back down the line to Bagala. Two in the middle, Slovakia throwing it at us now. They've headed that one just wide. Should probably have done better with it. But with 5 minutes to go, we're just going to drop into shape and counter now. We've got no need to push the boat out or push these lads too much physically. We need to keep this midfield fit because they will be playing next week. I'm a little concerned about the fact we're losing headers from set pieces. We've got enough big players out there to deal with it. But Elijah Smith has got the goal kick. The 3 minutes are virtually up. And we are through to the last 16 with a game to spare. It is a brilliant effort. It takes away a lot of those worries I had prior to the Euros. But it does show beyond our 11 we don't have much depth. I'll get to find out against Denmark next time. I won't make you guys watch that dead rubber. We'll come back for the last 16. Let's go and have a look at the schedule. Well, Denmark won 2-0 in Poland, so it's 6 points out of 6 for them as well. They've got a very good striker from PSG. He's actually one of the best in the world and better than either of ours. So that Denmark game will not be easy, but we're going to play our reserves. Just make sure that everyone's rested. I don't care who we play. From the group of death, Belgium, the holders of the Euros, look like they're going to struggle. Hungary picked up a point, and the Netherlands and Italy already going through. Anyone on 4 points will basically be safe. France look comfortable after their first match. Bulgaria, remarkably on 4, wouldn't mind them as a group winner in the next round. I say that, but they have got Christian Spasov, haven't they, who's one of the best footballers in the world. Germany are through, Spain probably will be too, and Sweden certainly going to be on their way. It is going to be an interesting last 16. We'll get through the Denmark game off camera. We will be back for the last 16. The plan, if all goes well, will be last 16 and quarters next episode, semi and final the one after. Not sure we'll be that lucky, and hopefully we'll get the United job in the meantime. If you enjoyed this episode though, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know how far you think we go. What on earth happened in those friendlies? Because I can't explain how bad we were at the back in those. And is it going to happen again if we get 1 or 2 defensive injuries? How much do I have to protect our current back four? Let me know your thoughts on that. Should I take the United job if I get it? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes now. If you want to stay up to date and find out what happens in this tournament and whether we make our return to elite club football, then subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We could be working with a number of these players at club level next year. Hopefully we'll be put out of our misery in a couple of days' time. In the meantime, check out the Build a Nation save in the eye above. A new season and more frustration in the transfer window. Will that end in tomorrow's episode? We'll find out soon. There's also links up there to the football podcast. A very busy month with predictions there. Loads of playoffs. It's all happening. Come and check it out in the eye above. And a quick shout out again to our brand partners HelloFresh UK and NordVPN. They're both in the description below. But thank you for watching as always. Your support is hugely appreciated. Now, can we get the English public behind us and go and win the Euros? I'll see you in a couple of days as we edge closer to finding out.